You're listening to Brandon Sports Talk, interviewing professional athletes and Paralympians and Olympians. And now for your professional athlete interview and your host, Brandon P.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege of interviewing the Montreal Alouettes CFL football player Jamar McGloster. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to get started in playing in professional football?
So basically, I have like a crazy story. So I was a basketball player first. I went to St. Anthony High School in Jersey City, in New Jersey. Um, Basketball my first, yeah, like 3 years, and then my coach, Bob Hurley, decided that it should be cool to join football. So I ended up turning out for the team. Went to like a couple practices and ended up actually getting hurt before I actually could like playing the game, and yeah, like tore my MCL, like fractured my kneecap, like a big injury. So then I didn't really play football after that. But my senior year, just randomly one day, I'm taking attendance to the office, and the Syracuse O-line coach was in there, and his name was Pat Perlis, and he asked me like, what school you going to, da da da, this, that, and the third, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't know if I want to play basketball. I'm like, people say I'm big enough to play football. And he's like, no, let's exchange numbers. So we exchanged numbers. Last time I seen him, and then one day I get a call like in June, and he's like, hey, you want to come to Syracuse on an unofficial visit? I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, I'll come check Syracuse out. I'll go to Syracuse. They show me around. It's him and Coach Scott Schaefer. And at the end of the visit, they bring me in the office, and they were like, hey, we don't usually do this, but we know you never played football in your life, but we'll give you a full scholarship and we'll teach you how to play offensive tackle. And that's how I ended up starting playing football in college.
What was that experience like going to Syracuse and playing football?
uh, at first it was rough. I never really played the sport. All these dudes been playing since they've been like pee wee and everything. Um, so at first it was hard, but then eventually like I'm like, you know what, like I'm bigger than these guys. Like I've been in the weight room just like them, and I want to say like the end of my sophomore year, beginning of my junior year, one day it just clicked, and I started having fun with it and became good, and yeah, it just went from there.
How was that feeling like for you getting to represent Syracuse and putting on that football uniform for them?
Uh, it was an honor, a lot of great players came to Syracuse. Chandler Jones, his brother Arthur Jones, like Donovan McNabb, so many legends that came to Syracuse. So it was definitely cool to finally be out there on the field. It's different standing on the sideline and looking when you red shirt and everything, and you're looking at other players. But when you actually on the field and you're looking up and you playing against all these great players, it's like a whole different feeling. And it was like it was an honor, for sure.
While at Syracuse, what was it like getting to play in the ACC and playing teams like Carolina, Duke, NC State, and Clemson every week?
Uh, it was good. It was cool. It was a lot of good battles. Like my first year of me starting, uh, well, every year of me watching and playing for the team, Clemson always destroyed us. Like every year, and like destroying us by at least 40 points. And then my senior year, we were able to get them back. We actually beat Clemson in the dome. It was like one of the biggest upsets uh, in school history, and yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, the ACC has so much great competition. I think, in my opinion, I think the ACC is competing with the SEC at this point. But people will argue with me about that. But I think the ACC has great talent, great team.
While in Syracuse, what were some of your biggest accomplishments?
Uh, One of my biggest accomplishments. I want to say like academically, making the dean's list. Obviously, that's a huge accomplishment, especially at a school like Syracuse. It's so prestigious, and probably that. Of course, beating Clemson. That was that was a huge accomplishment and one of the biggest upsets. Uh, yeah, and just be able to be a 2 year starter for a great school, a great team. I think that's some of my biggest accomplishments. The records. I went 4-8 both years I started. Record don't show it, but yeah, I think that was a big accomplishment for me being a 2 year starter in the ACC. For Syracuse was a big one.
What was that transition like for you from going from playing college football to getting into the NFL and first starting off with the 49ers?
Um, it was a big transition just because of the fact, so at Syracuse we had a very very little playbook. Like our playbook consisted of like just like 6 keywords, and it told you whether to go right or left, whether to pass or run. So actually getting to the 49ers and like trying to understand the playbook was like really tough for me. Um, it was just so many words, so many plays, and it was like kind of overwhelming. Uh, Obviously like athletically and body wise, wasn't hard at all, but like just that playbook wise, it was a really tough transition for me.
For you, what was that feeling like the first time you got to put on your first professional football jersey in the NFL for the 49ers?
Uh, it was it was like a surreal feeling, because it's like like when you're growing up, you dream of things like that. You dream of like one day being in the NFL, being a professional athlete. So it was just for me, it was just I had to like take it all in, but you can only take it all in for like a couple seconds, so you're okay, it's game time. So yeah, it was like a surreal feeling for me because I grew up wanting to be an NBA, NFL, star. I'm looking at all these people and winning the Super Bowl and all this stuff, and that just to finally get to put on a jersey and be out there and play in front of like thousands of people, like it was a crazy feeling.
Coming into the NFL and you're signing with the 49ers, what was that feeling like getting to play with some of the players that you may look up to, like Nick Bosa?
Uh, it was cool. It was cool. Because at the time the 49ers had a tackle by the name of Joe Staley. He is really, really, really known around the NFL, one of the best tackles to ever do it. Um, and I also came in with like Mike McGlinchey. He played alongside Quentin Nelson at Notre Dame, so I got like see like I was rookie with one of the best tackles in the game, and then I was able to play with one of the best vets in the game at the tackle position. So it was just an incredible experience, an incredible feeling, especially seeing Jimmy Garoppolo was the quarterback at the time. It was like, and he had just had all the hype coming from the Patriots. Uh, yeah, there's a lot of good people on that team. Eric Armstead, like a lot of people on that D line. Nick wasn't there yet, but yeah, it was all the other players were like really really well known and good. So
What was that transition like for you going from the 49ers to the Chargers?
um, luckily, it wasn't that hard because I was getting used to everything, and uh, so I didn't really know the 49 playbook that well for it to be like a hard transition. So I was able to just quickly adapt to the Chargers playbook and the team. Um, Practice was definitely a battle, Joey Bosa and everybody. But yeah, it was definitely, but it wasn't a hard transition at all. Actually, going from new team.
Going to the Chargers, what was that experience like playing in Los Angeles?
It was cool. Like the city of like Orange County was this great city. The weather is a California weather is amazing. Especially all year round. It's like 70 degrees or something like that. Like it was um it was cool playing in LA. It was like just a great experience. It was everything is always going on over there as well. Like I'm from New Jersey, New York City area, so it wasn't that hard to transition from New Jersey to LA. It's like stuff always going on, and it was always stuff to see. You could walk down the street and see a celebrity like right there. It's like so it was cool. I liked it a lot.
How was that experience like for you getting to play with the Raiders?
Um, I loved it. I think that might have been my favorite experience of them all playing for the Raiders. Just the tradition of the Raiders. Uh, it's so much tradition behind the logo, behind the team. Is like probably the most diehard fans I've ever played for or ran into. Like the fans are amazing. Uh, and I played for them when they were still in Oakland. So the Coliseum, like it was just like crazy feeling. The dark, you know what I'm saying? Like you can call it the dark hole or whatever. The black hole, like at the games, like it's ridiculous. Like I think that was my favorite experience playing for the Raiders and just wearing that like that all black. Like it got a certain swagger to it. Like it just got a certain swagger to them. No matter if they were losing, winning, it's just when you're a Raider, you just feel different than everything else.
For you as a football player, what was that transition like playing from the NFL to going to the CFL?
Okay, so it wasn't really a big transition talent wise because the CFL has some amazing players, talented players. It was just so the field is wider, field is bigger. Uh, when I first came up here, and I'm like, wait, is the goalpost in front of the end zone? It was like confused, and I'm like, wait, what is going on? Like this is crazy. And then like knowing that there's an extra player on the field, I'm like, wait, like a halfback? What's a halfback? I thought a halfback was a running back. You know what I'm saying? I was a halfback on defense. I'm like, what's going on? It was weird. But other than that, like O line play is pretty much the same, except for the yard off the ball. Like the D line being a yard off the ball, you really have to like slow your game down. Like in the league, they teach you to when you pass set and stuff like that, you got to get on your do right now. In the CFL, you have to like really pace yourself coming out of your pass set, and because they're yard off the ball, so their moves come after like two steps, not right there. So that's probably the biggest transition, like the yard off the ball and just the look of everything on the field, like the 12th man and just looking at like how big the field is, how wide it is. So outside zone's going to last longer than usual, and you can run into the goalpost if you're not paying attention. Like that was probably like the biggest transition.
What was that feeling like getting to sign your first CFL contract and playing with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers?
It was cool. Winnipeg was a great team great team at the time. I was able to be with them the year that they won like they started their little streak like started winning. I was there that year. I got to play under two veteran tackles that helped me out a lot. Stanley Bryant, Yoshi Hardrick, uh, Jamarcus Hardrick, as y'all might know. Yeah, like I really like playing for Winnipeg. The city is not really that much that much to do in Winnipeg, but the team and the fans, it's if you like diehard fans, that I think Winnipeg is a team, and there's so much tradition there as well. That's why they win all the time. It's such a what's the word, like I guess it's to say like tradition on the team. Like it's just they work hard all day, all the time, and that's why the proof is in the pudding. They win all the time. So except for this year.
Going to Ottawa Red Blacks, what was that experience like getting to play with the Ottawa team?
Say it again. Sorry.
Going to Ottawa, what was that experience like playing in Ottawa?
Uh, I loved Ottawa, to be honest. They gave me a chance after coming back from the Chargers because I went from the Winnipeg back to the Chargers to Ottawa. So yeah, and then also the OC in Winnipeg became the head coach in Ottawa. So it was good. It was cool to play for Lapo again. And I just love Ottawa. I love the city. It was just calm city. More diehard fans. Even if the team, we were we weren't good at all that year, but the fans were still at the games and still coming. So I loved Ottawa and I love the team in the city.
What was that feeling like the first time you got to make your professional debut in the CFL?
Uh, it was nerve wracking because I just wanted I think anybody you just want to do good. You're representing the team, the city. You just want to do good. But yeah, it was definitely nerve wracking. I was so nervous. Finally playing my first regular season game for Ottawa, I was nervous. But then after a couple like plays, I became more loose and more uh ready to go. So it was definitely nerve wracking, but it was a good time. It was a good experience.
Coming to Montreal Alouettes, what was that experience like getting to represent the Alouettes and getting to put on that uniform for them?
Uh, it was cool. It was good. It was good because my first year here, I didn't play at all. So I was waiting. I was waiting to finally, put on a jersey and finally represent Montreal. It was a great feeling because it was a long time coming. My friends, even the fans were waiting for that time, and it finally happened for me. And it was just a great experience, and it was good.
For you as a player, what was that first time putting on the NFL jersey versus your first time putting on a CFL football jersey?
Hmm. Well, for the NFL, I only really put on a jersey in preseason games, as in for the CFL, I was actually in the heat of a real regular season. So I think probably the CFL was like the bigger experience. Even though the NFL was too, the NFL is like people's dreams. Like the NFL itself is $1 billion industry that is incredible. But probably the CFL because I was playing and it mattered. You know what I'm saying? It mattered to the record, to the team. Preseason don't really matter to nobody, but yeah, it actually mattered when I put on the jersey and I actually put in a CFL game. And I think CFL was a bigger moment for me.
For you, what was that feeling like seeing the CFL logo on the chest and then turning it over and seeing your name on the back of that jersey?
It was cool. It was cool. I took like 20 pictures of the jersey, the helmet, everything. Sent it to my family and friends back home. Uh, that it was definitely a surreal feeling. Loved every moment of it. So yeah, I took a lot of pictures.
What are some of your game day routines and rituals like?
So game day. The thing is, I kind of really don't have rituals, and my teammates like laugh and make fun of me for it because uh, so game day, I come in, sit in my locker, listen to music, and while everybody's starting getting dressed, I'm still in my regular clothes, still just chilling, walking around. Might be eating a granola bar or something, and just drinking a Gatorade, and I'm like that all the way until about like 25 minutes to go out to the game. I'm still in my clothes while everybody else is dressed. And my teammates be like, "Man, we can't hang next to you because it feels like we don't have a game today." And they're like, "You're just so calm." I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta. That's how I am. I gotta stay calm at all times, keep my composure." And yes, I don't really have a routine. I just be cooling all the way until game time.
Leading up to the Grey Cup, what was that experience like training for that and getting to compete at the Grey Cup?
uh, the week itself was so long because you got to go to Hamilton and you got to stay there, stay in a hotel, and you work and you train at we trained at the Hamilton Tiger Cats facility all week. But it's like you just wanted to like hurry up already. It's like all week is just none but like media and just walkthroughs and practice, and then you go back to the hotel and you gotta eat and everything and just wait. The days felt so long, but yeah, when the day came, I feel like it went so fast. Like it was already time to come out of the tunnel. and then it was just game time. But yeah, the week itself was just so long, so many activities. We just wanted to hurry up and come already.
What were some of your favorite memories and moments competing in the Grey Cup against Winnipeg?
Uh, Probably I say coming out the tunnel. That was big. We had our own speaker over our shoulder. We played our own music and everything, and then finally getting out there and seeing the crowd. And uh, I think the biggest moment, and plus everybody else's biggest moment, was probably the last drive, the last play. 11 seconds left. Cody throwing the touchdown pass to Phil Pot. I think that was the biggest, and will forever be the biggest play of probably of like my career. Because I can still like vividly like picture and see. I remember blocking. The DN was playing like a 4-eye. Me and the guard picked him up, and I seen the linebacker come off the edge, but he didn't really rush. And I remember just looking up and just seeing the ball like skin past the DB and Tyson come up with the catch, and it was like I paused. I'm like, wait, do I go celebrate? Did we just score? And then I see everybody running. I'm like, oh, I start running too. I think that was like probably like the best and biggest memory because that won us the entire game. So I think that was the one for me.
For you as a football player, what was that moment like when you got to hoist up that Grey Cup, knowing that all of your hard work paid off?
Um, I don't know. For me, I mean, you could ask anybody. For me, like, yeah, I don't think it really hit me until I was back here in Montreal, sitting down like on the couch, and I'm looking at all everybody keeps like reposting the play, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, wait, this really happened. Like, even when I looked at the Grey Cup up after the game, it didn't hit me yet. I think coming back home and turning on like TV, and everywhere you go is us, and I'm like, oh wow, this really happened. I think that was I think that's when it like really hit me.
What was that feeling like when you got to put on that Grey Cup championship ring on your finger?
Well, we didn't get there yet. It's going to be next year. I think the ceremony is the night we play Ottawa, so I'll let you know about that one. But
What
I'm
will
pretty
that
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure
what
it's
will
going to be
that feel
like
like when you get to put it on for the first time?
I don't know. I think I got all my tears out. I don't think I'll cry or anything, but it's definitely going to be like probably one of the best feelings of like my life. Definitely. My first professional like championship ring is gonna hit home.
What does it mean to you to be a CFL football player and get to live out your professional football career?
Um, it means a lot because this is something I dreamed of when I was little. Uh, so it definitely means a lot to me, and also it just I'm very big on like giving back. So the generation after me, I want to show them that anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have anything handed to me. I had to work for everything, especially not even knowing the game of football. I had to really grind my way to where I am today. And yeah, it just means a lot to me because some people like wish they could be in my shoes. The fact that I'm here and I'm doing what I'm able to do is big to me and to others. And yeah, I'm just blessed to be where I am, and yeah, keep being blessed.
What does that home game atmosphere look like in Montreal?
I'm gonna say we got the best home game experience through the whole CFL. I know they say Saskatchewan and Winnipeg is like big time because they have like similar to like like NFL stadium supposedly, but that Montreal like the home games, you got to come to one. It's a different feeling. It's just different. Like the fans, everybody's locked in. It's loud. Like it's just different. It's hard to explain, especially with them summer night games. Is different.
Throughout your football career in the CFL and NFL, what have been some of your favorite memories and moments?
Um, I say number one is, getting a call from like all the teams after the draft and then finally accepting, the 49ers offer to come to a rookie mini camp and everything. And then what else? Also signing with the Raiders, finally for the year and just seeing how it is to just be a professional athlete for an NFL team. I think that's another memory. Uh, Coming up here for the CFL was another memory. Um, Playing, for all these different cities, seeing the different cultures, especially being in Montreal, seeing the French culture and, learning a little bit of French. It's a different feeling. And obviously winning the championship, winning the Grey Cup is top tier. That's number one right now. So yeah.
Of course, what is it like getting to play against some of those different teams in the CFL, like the Toronto Argonauts, Calgary, BC, and Saskatchewan?
Um, it's cool. All those teams, have different talents on them. They're all talented. All have talented players. But yeah, I feel like every week you gotta come with your A game because every team is, at the end of the day, everybody wants to be hold up that Grey Cup. So every team every week is bringing their 100%, and so are we. So uh, it's cool, but I feel like here there's no week you can be like, oh, I'm gonna take off this week. No, you got to bring it every week because every week they're bringing their A game. Especially now, everybody's gonna want to come here in Montreal and try to embarrass us. So we gotta bring our A game next year.
Who are some of the players that you look up to in the football community, whether it's in the NFL or in the CFL?
Um, Definitely Trent Williams with the 49ers, Tyron Smith with the Cowboys, um, Trent Brown, he's in the Patriots now. Just like different tackles that, I've been watching since I started. Uh, those are Stanley Bryant for Winnipeg. He's been doing it at a high level every single year. I think this is the only year, first year he hasn't won like offensive lineman of the year. So yeah, just those guys. Uh, I look up to when I try to model certain parts of my game after, or just listen to an interview and listen to what they got to say and just apply it to my game.
What is it like getting to play with some of your Montreal teammates like Cody, James Tucker, and David Brown?
Um, it's great. I love playing with them. I was just talking to uh my teammates, William Stanback, the other day, and I was saying this is the closest team I've ever been on. Like here in Montreal, we're really like a family. Like there's no cliques, there's no none of that. Like we actually genuinely have love for each other and we play for one another and I feel like that's a big part of us winning the Grey Cup because we just play for each other. The chemistry is amazing here and like once you come it's like everybody's like family. So
Who are some of the influential people in your career that have shaped you into the football player you are today?
um like players just people in general.
People in general.
Uh Definitely my mama. She definitely uh is an inspiration to me. She's battled through a lot, and still battling. My dad grew up, he was a cop, so I had that discipline at a young age. My grandfather, he was in the army, he was a cop. Uh, my grandmother was a nurse, so like I knew hard work from a young age. So those are some people that inspire me and they keep motivating me to this day. I had a lot of good teammates along the way that supported me. Um, and now here in Montreal, I have a lot of fans that show love to me and support me and keep me motivated because I got to do it not only for myself but do it for everybody else as well. So
What is it like getting to meet your fans and having them ask for your autographs, whether it was in the NFL or in the CFL?
it's a different feeling. yeah, when people, especially when like fans are like, "Hey, I need your autograph," and they're like begging, and I'm like, "Oh, you don't gotta beg." Like, because sometimes, like I forget who I am, So yeah, I'm like, yeah, you don't have to like beg, but it's a different feeling. It makes you feel really good, that you actually have fans. Like this year was the first time I actually saw somebody with my jersey on during the games. It was like a crazy feeling. I'm like, wow, that's my jersey in the stands. Like it's crazy to look at and to see. But it truly like touches the heart and makes you feel good.
As a football player, what is that feeling like, as you said, getting to see those fans represent you and wearing your jersey, whether it's an NFL or a CFL football jersey?
Um, yeah, just a it's just a great feeling. And then also I had like my friends from back home. They came and bought a couple jerseys, from the store. It's awesome. And then I also have one friend recently. He just hit me up on Instagram and asked, uh, "Can I get a jersey? I want to hang it up in my new house." And I'm like, "Wow, that's crazy!" Like, because like he was a good friend of mine, and I'm like the fact that he wants to do that is amazing.
What are some of your future plans in your football career moving forward?
Um, I want to play for as long as I can, obviously. But yeah, at the end of the day, I want to win. I know everybody wants to win, and I'll do whatever it takes to win. Uh, whatever the team needs me to do, I'll do. So I want to finish my career out. Obviously, win a couple more Grey Cups, um, and then possibly, get into coaching, training, anything of that nature. I'm a big foodie. Maybe one day open a restaurant or something, food truck or something. So we'll see.
What advice would you give those future players out there that are looking to play college football?
Uh, Looking to play college football, I say be coachable. Number one, a lot of players, when they're the man coming from high school going into college, they think they know it all. You don't know it all. Even at this age, I'm 20 years old. I don't know it all. I'm still learning the game. Um, I say be coachable. Let a coach you. That's what they're there for. Um, Ask questions and always try to get better. Like there's no ceiling. You have no ceiling once you're coachable. So that's number one. I think be coachable. That's the biggest thing.
What advice would you give those college football players out there that are looking to transition into playing professional football, whether it's the NFL, CFL, or XFL?
Um, Come in and ball out. Like take coaching. Again, even at the next level, you got to still be coachable. Uh, Take coaching. Uh, Work hard and just execute the best way you can. Control what you can control. Coach Scott Schaefer, my coach from college, my first coach from college, he used to say all the time, control what you can control. Control your effort. Control, you staying up late, being in your playbook. Control all of that, and everything else will unfold itself, and you'll be good.
What advice would you give those NFL players transitioning from playing NFL to the CFL?
Um, I say it's just a game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's gonna look different. It's gonna be an extra play out there, but at the end of the day, you coming from the NFL to the CFL, it's just a game. Like you know how to ball out. Go ahead and come up here and ball. Like do what you do. Do what you was doing in the NFL here in the CFL. It's same talent, same players. Just get used to the yard off the ball and the little things, and you're gonna be fine.
What advice would you give those future CFL football players looking to compete for their first Grey Cup?
Um, don't make the moment bigger than it really is. Of course, it's a big moment. It's the Super Bowl of Canada. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's a huge moment, but don't go out there thinking of that huge moment. Go out there and thinking it's just another game. It's just another game. Don't get too caught up in the crowd. Don't get caught up in the festivities. Go out there and do what you was doing all year long to get to that point, and you're gonna come out on top.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
Um, Instagram, you could follow me at Jamar_MCG. Um, that's really it. I have a Twitter. Uh, what's my Twitter? I forgot my Twitter. I think it's like big_Mar. Or like Big Mar__. You'll find me. Just type my name in the Twitter. You'll find me. But those two platforms I'm really on. So IG Jamar_MCG and Twitter Big Mar__. I believe.
Thank you again, Jamar McGloster, for your interview and best of luck in your future with the Montreal Alouettes in the CFL.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate your time.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Jamar, for your interview and best luck in your future.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.